There is a force inside you, hidden, often dormant, but always present. That force is discipline. And when activated, it can rewrite your entire life. What if I told you the most successful people you admire are not the most talented, the most gifted, or the most intelligent? They are simply the most consistent. Every day, they do the small things others avoid. They show up when no one is watching. They act when there is no applause. And that one decision, consistency, changes everything. Today, you will hear what science has confirmed and what life has always revealed. If you can force yourself to be consistent, even when you do not feel like it, you will change your brain. You will change your future, and you will never go back to who you were. The next few minutes could be the most important of your life. Not because I say so, but because you are about to learn how the brain works when it comes to habits, discipline, and self-regulation. This is not about motivation. This is about control. And consistency is the highest form of control you can have over your own destiny. Stay with me until the very end. Because the truth is simple but hidden in plain sight. And once you see it, you can never unsee it again. Every morning, you make a decision. Most people believe they are reacting to the world, but the truth is, your first act of the day determines whether you are moving toward your goals or away from them. The brain is a dynamic, plastic organ. It changes based on how you use it. In neuroscience, this is called neuroplasticity. Dr. Andrew Huberman has often emphasized that your brain changes not only because of what you learn, but more importantly, because of what you repeat. The repetition of even the smallest action over time creates structure. It forms circuits. When you do something often enough, your brain will make it easier to do. This is why consistency is not just a good idea, it is a biological necessity for growth. But here is where most people fall. They wait to feel inspired. They wait for perfect conditions. They wait for motivation. And the truth is, none of those things are sustainable. They are emotional states. What you need is something deeper, something stronger, something proven by science. Consistency is not about perfection. It is about intention. When you force yourself to be consistent, even if it is for 5 minutes a day, you are telling your brain, this matters. And the brain listens. It rewires itself accordingly. And over time, you are no longer forcing yourself. You are becoming someone new. This transformation does not happen by accident. It happens by design. The structure of your life, the habits, the routines, the systems, they all begin with one question: am I willing to be consistent even when it is hard? If the answer is yes, everything changes. If the answer is no, you stay stuck. So let us dive into the science, the habits, and the mindset required to force yourself to be consistent, because that is where the real power lies. The brain thrives on predictability. When you do something at the same time every day, your nervous system begins to anticipate it. This is called temporal entrainment. Dr. Huberman often talks about the importance of circadian rhythm, not just for sleep, but for focus, performance, and behavior. Choose one habit, just one, and assign it a fixed time in your day. Do not change it. Do not debate it. Make it as routine as brushing your teeth. Whether it is journaling, stretching, working out, reading, whatever it is, lock it in. The more predictable the habit, the more likely it is to stick. When you keep that appointment with yourself, you send a powerful message to your brain: I am in charge. And when your brain believes that, it begins to help you. You feel fewer cravings. You experience more clarity. You get momentum. It does not matter how small the habit is. What matters is that it happens every day at the same time, no matter what. That level of commitment is rare. And it is why most people fail. They negotiate with themselves. They wait until it is convenient. But you must train your brain to respond to discipline, not emotion. Start with just one. Commit to it for 21 days. You will be shocked by how much changes, not because the habit is big, but because you are becoming someone who follows through. The human brain is visually oriented. More than 40% of the brain is involved in visual processing. This means that what you see regularly has a profound impact on what you do. If you want to be consistent, you must surround yourself with cues that support your behavior. Place a physical reminder of your goal somewhere visible. It could be a calendar where you mark each day you complete your habit. It could be a sticky note with a quote that reminds you why you started. It could be your gym shoes placed beside your bed every night. These small visual triggers activate neural circuits associated with action. Dr. Huberman emphasizes the importance of visual attention in habit formation. When you look at something intentionally, your brain releases acetylcholine, a neurochemical that enhances focus and learning. This means that even looking at your habit cue strengthens the neural pathway related to that action. You cannot rely on memory alone. You must design your environment to reflect your priorities. This is not a trick. It is neuroscience, and it works. Create a visual map of your consistency. Let your environment do some of the work for you. because when your space reflects your goals, it becomes harder to ignore them. Most people make success hard and failure easy. They surround themselves with distractions. They create escape routes. And when discipline becomes uncomfortable, they retreat. You must reverse this dynamic. If you want to be consistent, make inconsistency painful. One way to do this is through accountability. Tell someone what you are doing. Share your goal. Let them know the exact behavior you are committing to. And then tell them the consequence if you do not follow through. This creates social pressure, and the brain responds powerfully to it. Another strategy is to add friction to your bad habits. Delete the app. Unplug the device. Block the site. Make it harder to drift away from your purpose. This is called behavioral design. You are engineering your choices in a way that serves your higher self. Dr. Huberman explains that the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for planning and self-control, can be trained. But it requires constraints. It thrives when the cost of failure is immediate. So ask yourself, have I made failure too easy? If the answer is yes, it is time to restructure your environment, your relationships, and your systems to force consistency. Not because you are weak, but because you are smart. Your morning sets the tone for your entire day. The first 30 minutes after waking are crucial. During this time, your brain is transitioning from theta to beta waves, meaning you are especially impressionable. This is when you must plant the seed of consistency. Create a morning trigger. It could be a phrase you say to yourself, a song you listen to, a stretch you perform. The goal is to start your day with an intentional act of control. You are not just waking up, you are taking command. Dr. Huberman advises exposing yourself to natural light within the first hour of waking. This resets your circadian clock and boosts dopamine, a neurotransmitter linked to motivation and reward. When dopamine levels rise early in the day, you are more likely to stay consistent throughout the day. Pair this biological strategy with a behavioral one. Do something small but meaningful first thing. Make your bed. Drink a full glass of water. Write one sentence in your journal. These small wins activate the brain's reward circuitry and build momentum. Your brain remembers how you start your day. Make that memory one of action, clarity, and discipline. It will carry you forward even when motivation disappears. It is not enough to think positively. You must also anticipate obstacles. This is where most people go wrong. They imagine their goal but forget to prepare for the resistance that comes with it. Mental contrasting is a technique supported by science. You visualize your desired future, and then you immediately visualize the barrier that stands in your way. By doing this, your brain begins to simulate the effort needed to overcome that barrier. It becomes less surprised when the resistance actually shows up. Dr. Huberman often explains that the brain thrives on prediction. When you mentally rehearse both the goal and the challenge, you train your nervous system to act with confidence instead of hesitation. Consistency is not about feeling good every day. It is about expecting discomfort and moving forward anyway. When you train your brain to embrace resistance, you become resilient. And resilience is the foundation of consistency. So before you begin any habit, ask yourself, what might get in my way today? And then mentally walk through how you will handle it. This is not pessimism. This is preparation. And it is how professionals think. Right now, you are not just listening. You are waking something up. That quiet voice inside, the one that knows you were made for more, it is speaking again. And for the first time in a long time, you are listening. Consistency is not just a discipline. It is an act of self-respect. It says, I matter. My future matters. My actions matter. It is easy to betray yourself with excuses, but you are done with easy. Easy never got you anywhere worth going. This journey will not be perfect, but it will be powerful. You will fall, and you will get up faster. You will feel tired, but you will act anyway. Because every day you keep going, you are becoming the kind of person who does not quit. Your brain is listening to you. Every time you keep your promise, your brain rewires for confidence, for strength, for follow-through. And that is how transformation begins, not with a loud moment, but with a quiet decision. You are not weak. You are not lazy. You are becoming consistent. And that is the most dangerous thing you can become, because nothing can stop someone who shows up every day. Now it is your turn. Do not wait. Pick one habit. Set the time. Add the trigger. Make failure hard. Prepare for resistance and show up. Do it today, not tomorrow. Do it tired. Do it unmotivated. Do it scared. But do it, because your future is not waiting. It is being shaped right now by what you do or refuse to do. This is the moment. The line in the sand, the new chapter. And all it takes is one consistent act, done daily on purpose without apology. Share this message with someone who needs it. Keep yourself accountable. Watch this video again tomorrow morning. Let it remind you discipline is a choice. Consistency is your superpower. Force yourself to be consistent, and you will never have to force yourself again.